You are about to witness Mr. Shepardant transform into the Iron Chef.
Turning these groceries into delicacies. The Carolina cook got the rest of cooking. The Carolinas, rock and roll to the road. The rock. Sit up cooking in the kitchen, it just don't stop. Cooking is my specialty, getting dirty. ODB, turning these groceries into delicacies. The Carolina cook got the rest of cooking. The Carolinas.
Iron Chef. Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? It's the Carolina Cook, cooking the Carolinas. On this episode of the Carolina Cook Show, I will be cooking beef tips with mashed potatoes and gravy. Oh, yeah. Let's go, chef! All right, y'all, first things first, I got some red skin potatoes here. That's my favorite potato to make mashed potatoes with. So I'm just gonna get these to the stove, nothing major, get them to boiling until I'm able to mash them. Put a little salt in them. For my beef tips, I'm gonna be using the beef stew cuts. You gotta know what you're doing with this because the beef stew cuts are pretty tough. Because when you're dealing with any meat that you have to, any cut of beef that you have to stew, it requires a long cooking time to get them tender. To get that tenderization going quickly, I'm gonna add some baking soda. As soon as I find it. Where's my baking soda? All right, got my baking soda, y'all. Almost panicked. This is what's going to tenderize that beef. I'm going to let this marinate in some baking soda for at least 30 minutes. And to make sure that it's nice and dark, any type of dark sauce you want to add to it, I'm adding caramel syrup. That'll give it that nice, rich, dark color. I may as well add some of my seasonings now and just let that count as the marinade. Some black pepper, salt, and let's throw some garlic powder in there. Hit it with some cornstarch as well. And I'm just gonna work that throughout the beef. That's smelling good already. This is gonna be good. All right, that's your beef. See that little caramel I added in there? Gave it a little dark color. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm sleepwalking. Man, I think I'm sleepwalking, man. I got up too early, and now I'm up too late. But that's a me problem, I know. All right, so I got a football here. Well, an onion, the size of a football. This is a jumbo onion. We're gonna get this sliced up, and this is going into my beef. Woo! I'm gonna use some green onions. I'm gonna put some in the mashed potatoes since I don't have chives. Believe it or not, y'all, this is some green onion that I bought. And what I do with my green onions, instead of throwing them away, I'll just put them inside of, I have some planted outside in the dirt, and I keep some in a cup of water. And honestly, they grow faster in a cup of water than they do in the dirt to me. The same way you would do your roses or whatever, just drop them in the water. But with green onions, onions get a little sour, stink, for lack of a better term, stank. So you want to change that water every day. If you don't change that water every day, it's going to get stagnated and it's just going to be a foul aroma. So I try to keep that water fresh on my onions every day. If you don't want to worry about doing it that way, if that's too tedious, then plant them in some dirt. Already got some chopped garlic here, and mushrooms. All right, so let's bust this down the middle. Nothing hard, nothing major. I'm just gonna slice it like so. A lot of people don't like onions. I don't know what to tell folks like that. I'm sorry. But I'm gonna put plenty of onions in mine. Sleep, the only freedom that she knows. No. That's that on the prep, y'all. All right, y'all, so as y'all can see, these potatoes are ready. So let's go ahead and drain this liquid. Y'all didn't hear that. I didn't burn myself. All right, now, let's just mash these potatoes, man. See, I like to leave those skins on there, have my skins in those potatoes. And I'm gonna leave them nice and chunky. Don't wanna mash them too much. Gonna add a little heavy whipping cream to those potatoes. And let's add a little garlic. Why not? A little bit of chicken broth. Nothing fancy, man. Just some regular, basic mashed potatoes. I'm not gonna go too crazy. See what we're working with on the taste. Nice and fresh. I'm just gonna add a little salt. I got those green onions that I chopped up. Let's go ahead and put them in there. Green onions in there. Since I don't have chives, I like green onions better anyway. Nice and fresh. That's it. You know, you can add cheese, do whatever you want to do. But I'm just working with what I got in the kitchen, y'all, because this was not really a plain recipe. So the potatoes are nice and fresh. That's it. Nothing spectacular. Just nice, fresh mashed potatoes. Because what's going to carry this is when I put those beef tips on there with that gravy and all of that. Boom. Get a good look-see now. Chunky mashed potato with the red skins in there. I love to leave that skin in mine. What time is it now, man? After 12, right? Like 12:15, 12:20 a.m. 12:17. That marinated beef was supposed to come out at 11:30. It went in at 11. So it should be really good. I went over that 30-minute mark, and that's a plus right there. That's a plus right there, y'all. So let's get this wok heated up. Even though I'm not cooking Asian food, I'm still using the wok. I'm addicted, y'all. That's just my MO now. My Iron Chef, baby. Just Iron Chef. That's what I do. Iron Chefs use woks. Excellent. Excellent. Let's go ahead and remove that beef. Some of y'all probably waiting for something to fall. See, that's some of y'all problem. Y'all always waiting on the downfall. Always waiting on the downfall. Ain't none of it fell, boy. That bowl held all of it. Now let's add our onions. Now I'm gonna cook this onion down until it caramelizes. So this is gonna take a few minutes. Want to really render that onion down till it's brown and caramelized. It's not like a quick saute. We really want to cook these onions down. Now let's add some mushrooms. And let's add a little bit of garlic to that. All right, now as you can see, those onions are cooked down, caramelized nice and brown. Add our beef back to the mix. Little Worcestershire sauce. We working on that gravy now is what we doing, y'all. Broth. I gotta put that heat up a little higher. And that cornstarch that I marinated the beef in, you can see how that cornstarch is starting to thicken that sauce already. I want to cook these all the way through until they're nice and tender. Put 2 little bay leaves in there. And I'm going to cover that. I'm going to go ahead and let it go on a low simmer. I would say probably like maybe 30 minutes or so. I'll keep checking periodically to see how tender the beef gets because that baking soda really helps tenderize the beef. It really does. Like I said previously though, I'm using beef stew cuts. So it's going to take a little longer to tenderize them, but that baking soda really accelerated the process. Yeah. All right, so that's should be it on this steak. It was probably 45 minutes or so. You know, you just want it to where it's fart tender. Let's add our cornstarch slurry. And you don't have to worry about that slurry like diminishing the flavor at all. Because if you do a good job on your seasoning, you shouldn't have to add any more.
Dinner is served. And there you have it, and I gots to have it. You got your beef tips with the mushroom gravy. You got the roasted asparagus on a bed of fresh red skin mashed potatoes.
Woo, woo, woo! Bro, you eating all of my asparagus, bro. But you claim to not have liked the asparagus. You claim it wasn't seasoned. Bro, you gonna leave some asparagus for me? Can you spare me some asparagus? Get it? Spare asparagus. All right, y'all, that was it. Easy meal. You know, I can do it all. I went to culinary school, baby. I can do it all. Thank y'all for watching. See you next time. You don't have to go home, but you got to get up out of my kitchen. You out.
I am the chef of the United States, and when I'm not in the Oval Office, I'm in the Oval Kitchen. I approve this message.
It seems like every episode, the space between this table and this chair get a little smaller, man. I think I'm gaining weight, man.